Do you want to save more money on your everyday expenses? This is a question that rings true for many of us. It's no secret that life can be expensive, but the good news is that there are ways to ease that financial stress. Welcome to our step-by-step guide on how to save money on everyday expenses. We all know that saving money is important, but it's not always clear how to do it. That's where we step in. This video will provide practical tips and tricks that you can incorporate into your daily life without drastically changing your lifestyle. We'll show you how small changes can lead to big savings. You'll be surprised at how quickly these savings can add up, turning what feels like pennies into pounds or dollars if you're stateside. Remember, managing your finances wisely is not about depriving yourself. It's about making informed decisions. So, stay tuned if you want to uncover the secrets of managing your finances wisely. Firstly, to save money, you need to understand where it goes. And the best way to do this? Create a budget. Now, you might think of a budget as a financial straitjacket that will keep you from doing what you want, but that's far from the truth. A budget is a simple yet powerful tool that helps you understand your income and expenses, giving you control over your money. Creating a budget isn't as daunting as it sounds. It's essentially categorizing your expenses and tracking where your money goes. Start by listing out your income sources. This could be your salary, freelance work, or any other income streams. Next, identify your fixed expenses. These are the costs that don't change month to month, like rent, utilities, and insurance. Once you've got that down, it's time to look at your variable expenses. This is where you have some control. These expenses can fluctuate from month to month and include things like groceries, dining out, entertainment, and personal care. Now, the trick to effective budgeting is to track your spending. There are plenty of apps and tools out there that can help you do this. By tracking your expenses, you can identify patterns and see where your money is going. Once you understand your spending habits, you can start making changes. This is where the importance of prioritizing needs over wants comes in. Needs are the things you can't live without, like food, shelter, and healthcare. Wants, on the other hand, are the extras, the things you desire but don't necessarily need to survive. By distinguishing between the two, you can make smarter spending decisions. For instance, you might love that daily latte, but do you really need it? Could you make coffee at home instead and save that money? Or maybe you can cut back on dining out and cook more meals at home. The point is, a budget helps you see where you can make changes and where you can save. It's not about depriving yourself of the things you love, but about making conscious, informed decisions about your spending. Remember, a budget isn't a restriction. It's a tool to help you take control of your money. So start budgeting today and see the difference it makes. How often do you eat out? It's probably more than you think. Let's face it, dining out can be an expensive habit. Those quick lunches on work days, takeouts on lazy evenings, or weekend brunches at the hip new spot in town, they all add up. Over time, these seemingly insignificant expenses can drain your wallet, leaving you wondering where all your hard-earned money went. But don't worry, there's a delicious solution to this. Embrace the joy of cooking at home. Not only can this save you a considerable amount of money, but it also gives you the power to control what goes into your food. Plus, there's a certain satisfaction in creating a meal from scratch, don't you think? Another cost-effective alternative is packing your own lunch. Yes, it might require a little extra effort in the morning, but the savings are definitely worth it. Remember, cooking at home not only saves money, but it can also be a healthier option. So why not give it a try? Are you paying for a gym membership you never use? This may sound all too familiar. We often sign up for subscriptions with the best of intentions, but before we know it, months have passed and we haven't used them. These unused subscriptions are silent money eaters, quietly draining our bank accounts. Consider this. A streaming service you barely use could be costing you the equivalent of a few cups of coffee each month. Sure, it might not seem like much, but over the course of a year it adds up, and that's just one subscription. It's time to evaluate your subscriptions. Go through each one and ask yourself, am I getting my money's worth? If the answer is no, it's time to hit that cancel button. You'd be surprised at how much you can save by simply eliminating what you don't need. Remember, every penny counts when you're trying to save money. Did you know that turning off the lights when you're not in the room can save you money? That's right, there are many ways to save on utilities, and it begins with simple habits. Let's start with electricity. Switching off lights, appliances, and electronics when not in use can make a difference in your bill. You'd be surprised at how much energy those little gadgets can consume, even in standby mode. And if you want to go the extra mile, consider investing in energy-efficient appliances. Yes, they might cost more upfront, but the long-term savings in your utility bills will more than make up for it. Next, let's talk about water. A faucet dripping 1 drop of water per second can waste more than 3,000 gallons per year. That's the amount of water needed to take more than 180 showers. So fix those leaks. And while you're at it, consider installing low-flow shower heads in toilets. They use less water without compromising performance. Heating and cooling your home can also take up a large chunk of your utility bill. Adjusting your thermostat by just a few degrees can lead to significant savings. For instance, in the colder months, try keeping your thermostat at 68 degrees while you're awake, and lower it while you're asleep or away from home. In the summer, aim for 78 degrees when you're home and let it rise when you're out. And don't forget about insulation. A well-insulated home can keep the warmth in during winter and the cool air in during summer, reducing the need for heating and cooling. Lastly, consider switching to LED light bulbs. They use up to 80% less energy and last up to 25 times longer than traditional incandescent bulbs. And there you have it. Simple yet effective ways to save on utilities. Remember, it all starts with being mindful of how and when we consume energy. Being conscious about your utility usage can significantly reduce your monthly bills. Do you find yourself making impulsive purchases? It's a common scenario, isn't it? You walk into a store for one thing and walk out with a cart full of items you didn't plan to buy. Let's explore some strategies to help you shop smarter and save money on your everyday expenses. Firstly, harness the power of coupons. It's surprising how many people overlook this simple money-saving trick. With the advent of digital coupons and apps, it's easier than ever to save money on the things you buy regularly. So before you head to the checkout, take a moment to search for coupons. You'd be amazed at how quickly those savings add up over time. Secondly, consider buying in bulk. Now, this doesn't mean you should stock up on perishable items that you'll end up throwing out. Instead, think about the non-perishable items you use regularly. Things like toilet paper, toothpaste, canned goods, or dry goods like pasta and rice. Buying these items in bulk can lead to significant savings, but remember, the key is to buy what you'll use, not what you think you might need someday. Another smart shopping strategy is to compare prices. Make it a habit to check the prices of products at different stores or online. There are even apps available that can help you do this automatically. Just remember, the cheapest option isn't always the best. Consider the quality and longevity of the product as well. Lastly, don't underestimate the power of a shopping list. A list not only helps you remember what you need, but it can also keep you focused and curb those impulse buys. Stick to your list and resist the temptation of those strategically placed items near the checkout. In conclusion, shopping smarter isn't about depriving yourself of the things you want or need. It's about making informed decisions and being intentional with your purchases. Whether it's using coupons, buying in bulk, comparing prices, or sticking to a list, these small changes in your shopping habits can lead to significant savings. Smart shopping habits can make a big difference in your budget. So there you have it, a simple guide to saving money on your everyday expenses. We've journeyed through the creation of a practical budget, a tool that will serve as your financial compass. We've also highlighted the importance of cutting back on dining out, a seemingly small change that can make a significant impact on your wallet. We dove into the world of subscriptions, identifying those that we truly need versus those that are just draining our resources. We explored ways to save on utilities, a constant expense that we often overlook. And finally, we discussed shopping smarter, not harder, to ensure we're getting the most value for our money. These strategies are more than just tips. They're stepping stones towards a more financially stable future. It's time to take control of your finances, to start making conscious decisions that favor your financial health. Remember, the key to saving money is being mindful of your spending. Now go out there and start saving.